welcome back to Vanilla High. So, I have big plans for today. If we head out here, let me make sure my sounds are at the right levels. Okay, good. They sound really loud for some reason. But if we head out here, I've had something set up somewhat for a while, and I need to finish setting it up. If we just go, don't mind him, right up here, we have where I'm planning to set up a villager trade hall. So, I'm thinking today we will work on building the actual villager trade hall area. This is just going to be the mechanical part of it. I know a way to build it with just the mechanics first, and then I will build something around it afterwards, I think. So, yeah. I have most of the supplies. I'm gonna have to cut here for a minute so that I can go get stuff like pistons and stuff. But I have all the rails that we're gonna need, and I need to grab some redstone so they can turn these into redstone lamps. I might need more glowstone than that. I'm not exactly sure. But once I have the rest of the supplies, I'll build one of the cells real quick so that way I can show you guys how this is gonna work. And yeah, so I'll catch back up with you guys in just a moment. Alright everyone, welcome back. I went and did a little bit of the redstone work here for the first cell. So, I got this design off of Pixel Riffs, and pretty much the way it works is put floor here, pressure plate here, and then I don't have all the different colors of terracotta yet, so I'm just going to use yellow for this basic design real quick. Okay, like so. And then you grab your rail. You take your rail in like this, and then it continues on this way. And you do the next cell right next to it. And what will happen is when the villager comes through, it's going to come through on the rail. It's going to hit this pressure plate. The pressure plate is then going to trigger the sticky piston, which will extend the redstone lamp and turn it on. And then, because of the way rails work, because this will be a wall, I believe the cart will then move on to the next one. Let me make a cart real quick and see if that works the way I think it will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minecart. Okay. So, what we'll do is we'll just pop over here, and I'll toss something onto that pressure plate. Plop a minecart down. It didn't work the way I thought it would. So it's going to take a little more work than I thought. Okay, well, at least I did the experiments now. Now, my thoughts on these little cells is that I'll make the colors to match the villagers that are in them. So, like, if I get, like, a farmer, okay, that has, like, a really, really good, potato trade or something, then I'll put him in a brown cell for potatoes. And then if I get one that has a really good carrot trade, put him in an orange cell. Not actually sure how well that's going to work with the cells being this close, so I might just pick a color of terracotta, because I have a lot of terracotta, and just build all of it out of that color instead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fences right in these spots to help make things more secure, and just toss that over there real quick again. And then a trap door on top of the redstone lamps, like so. And I'm not sure, I think I can do that right now, the trapdoors, and just the villagers will pass through them. Let's do another one of our tests. Let's see. Hop in that little minecart. I'm a villager. Get ready to trade all sorts of things. Yeah, this should work. Was not expecting that though. Yeah, I can't do it then because it's not supposed to go up that like that. Interesting. That's an interesting effect. I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, anyway, that's the basic idea, is that we'll have these little individual cells like this. They'll come in, they'll go into the little slot. I'll come over and I'll place a trapdoor on top of the redstone lamp to keep them locked in there. And I'll have to swap the rail so that it goes onward. So I'd have to come back in and just plop in, like break the rail, plop in a new one, and do that over and over and over again. I think maybe if the redstone lamp was a solid block, maybe it wouldn't do that. Let's try that real quick. Let's try swapping that out for just a cobblestone for test purposes. Okay. And then we'll put in a rail, toss something onto the slab, and then place in a minecart. No, it still goes into the block. Darn. Alright, well, put the redstone lamp back in then. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna build several of these real quick, and then I'll come right back. And welcome back, everyone. So, I have the initial build pretty much lined up. It's going to be kind of narrow here on the first level, but that's because once we get further up, we're going to be moving things back a little bit each time. So, yeah, it needs to be narrow down here. is what it comes down to. The next level is going to be further back, and then further back, and then further back. So when it's done, we're going to have a one wide aisle that pretty much just goes straight down the middle here. And I wasn't too worried about having to place in the rails on this side, because obviously we're going to have to flip-flop everything when we pull these rails out anyway. So plan is, well, first let's go down here and see what the villager is that we got from down in here, because we have one that we wound up getting the other day completely by accident. So we have an armorer. Let's see, his first trade is 21 coal. Let me pull up my villager chart here. Okay. Villager trade table. No, why are you showing me this as a mod? That's not what I wanted. Yeah, here we go. Oh my gosh, he's hurting a lot. Okay, here we go. Finally found it. Why does it sound like something's burning? Oh yeah, because I have fire for my lights over there. Anyway. Okay, so that one was an armorer. So he's actually very much on the high end for the coal trade, it looks like. The lowest coal trade that you can get is apparently 16 coal. And then he has an iron helmet for 5 diamonds, so he's high on the helmet trade too. Yeah. So we're going to just do one of these. Alright. I'm going to run over real quick, put these mine carts into the system over there, and then I'm going to set myself in this little box up here that I put in place specifically for the purposes of me hiding in it while we get some villagers in here. So I'm going to hide in that little box, and yeah. I'll probably record a little bit of it filling up with villagers. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. So I did not succeed at doing a time lapse. It took far too long for the villager breeder to actually kick out little baby villagers. So I just wanted to show you real quick how I'm doing the process of getting them from the villager breeder to where they're going. So I have this little room here, and when I'm over there camping at the villager breeder, what I do is I put a rail here, and I take out this rail here. And so that sends them down into this little area down here at the bottom. And then when I need to send them up to the trade hall, what I do is I just bump them back onto the track, and I swap the rails, of course. Come on, get on the track. Oh my gosh, this villager's stubborn. Okay, there we go. Why would you go that way? Okay. Bump them onto the track. We just bump them around until they get up there. And I know this isn't an adult villager yet, but I just figured I'd show you real quick how it works. So, I'm just going to go up the powered rails here. And if we can... So you heard there's a little pressure plate click noise. And you see, he is now in that little space there. What we'll do is we'll take this rail up, place it again. That's going to run our next one into that room. What we'll do is to cap off the roof, we just put the color for the next layer, and then we drop down a spruce trapdoor, and that'll prevent any little baby zombies from getting in there. Now, this one is a librarian. He has the second worst paper trade, but he has protection 4 books, so I'm holding on to him for that. This one I haven't gotten any more of his trades unlocked yet. He's a Fletcher. I'm hoping he'll have a nice bow in there, and I don't know what kind of villager this one is off the top of my head, but we'll see. So that's kind of how I get them into their cells. I'm going to go back over to the breeder to get more villagers bred up, and what I'm thinking is I'll do several layers like this. The next layer is probably going to be in orange terracotta. So, alright, see you guys. Alright everyone, and we're back. So I've got the first layer completely finished. Just wanted to show you guys this real quick. So what I did was I made it out of yellow terracotta with yellow glazed terracotta around the villagers' heads, just to make it a little more schwanky. We've got the redstone lamps, as you guys remember, for how we were setting up the cells. And then I added in the spruce. So originally I put spruce wood fence going all the way to the ground, but I started getting caught on the edges of it as I'm coming down this tiny little corridor, so I decided to switch it out for actual spruce wood planks. So I took the fence all the way up and then put a fence gate here. What I'll probably wind up doing eventually is removing these fence gates and putting item frames with their best trade. Locke is AFK and he's getting wrecked by phantoms. But with their best trades over them, so that way I know which ones are for which. And yeah. So, and this is what it looks like in my steampunk resource pack. And let me, real quick, just swap it over to the default pack. Loading. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the default pack. A lot more bright yellowiness. But yeah, that was my thoughts. Just make it look like this. It looks pretty good. At least I think so. And oh, and the floor is made out of yellow concrete. What I'm thinking is I will probably build another layer above this. And make it another color, and my thoughts were that I would continue that the yellow terracotta going up across the middles, because in my texture pack it actually looks really nice. But I don't know if that'll translate well when we're going up, if the colors are changing. You know, it might not look as nice. So I might wind up just doing yellow all the way up through the whole thing on the inside. Because this looks really nice. So I might just go yellow regular terracotta for all the layers, and then yellow concrete floor, and yellow glazed terracotta for the accent block. Oh, of course. He just like teleported out and left me here with his phantoms. Jerk. But I can't teleport home now because I've taken damage. Run from the phantoms! Okay. I'm gonna run back to my house, and then once we're at my house, we'll finish. Oh! The other thing that I have not yet mentioned, which will go in here. Okay, so my good friend China, who is my roommate in real life, has moved into this tower. So she's living with me now. This is her bed for when she's here. So yeah, she's gonna be taking over this brewing tower type area and doing stuff with it. We're still gonna be able to come in to use like the enchantment table and stuff, but yeah, it's gonna be primarily her housing from now on. So I think that covers everything for this episode. Let's go ahead and climb up on the mast and we'll get a shot of the trading hall behind me. Okay, here we go, from the sail. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!